Hello and welcome to another of my journals. This one I tried something a little bit different. I generally Zoot bound the journals because I like using them and being able to lay them out flat or fold them back. But I watched so many wonderful videos on stitched in journals and recycling book covers that I thought I would give it a go. So this was an old book on something which I've basically left original. I've just fussy cut some images off a piece of wrapping paper and Mod put them down and glazed over the top, and the back I've just left as original because it feels quite nice. On the spine I've just put a little piece of old jewellery just to cover up the actual title of the book, so it's now actually just called The Great Book, which I kind of like. Brad closure with hair tie, as I do on most of my journals, and again, as most of my journals, some lots of little bits sticking out the side. So a quick flick through this one. The inside I've just covered with a piece of cardstock, and the edge wasn't that tidy, so I've used some washi tape, but then found out that doesn't work because it doesn't stick very well and it's very fragile, so you can actually tear it quite easily. So a lesson for next time. Scrapbook paper. Oh, sorry, this is 2 signatures, but they're quite fat. Internet image there, washi tape, a little pocket that I've made from some coordinated paper. This is a little pocket that I've made from a piece of brown wrapping paper and a page out of a little book that I had, and just tucked some paper into there. One of the little pockets that you get in, I think they're called baseball card holders or something like that, but I've just cut it down and folded it in half and just popped a wee internet image in there. I think that was, I can't remember whether that was from old children's lesson book from school with some decorative tape, a beautiful owl paper bag with a paint chip in it, journal paper, and a business card from a local business that I just love the imagery on it, and I've just hid that down with washi. Silk ribbon at the top, a wee tuck spot from some scrapbooking ephemera, and I've just used a rub on there to just give a little more interest. Vellum. This was another piece of the vellum, and I've added a sticker over the top which is actually transparent, and then fussy cut the edge so it creates a little leaf shaped tuck spot. Scrapbooking paper which I've adhered another piece to make a little tuck spot, and a piece of tag off some clothing. Just lined paper, an old teacher's journal, little tab on there, and a magazine image. The flap off an envelope which is obviously further on in the book, so I've just covered the back of it with scrapbooking paper so that it coordinates with a wee tab. This is a really cute little book that came in a children's game that I bought called, I think it was actually just called Paddington Bear, and this was part of the game set, and I've just popped that in there with some of the original game pieces on there, with the imagining that whoever uses this journal can pop some extra wee bits in. Plain white paper that I've just turned into a nice little fold out with some washi on the edge to add interest. Again, another part of the game set. The back of the envelope with a tag in there. Paint chips that I've just adhered with decorative tape, and to, again, the teacher's journal, lined paper. This I've just hand cut from a template I have. I don't have all the fancy machinery that does that for me. Vellum, more journal paper, a little swing tag that I've just used as a tuck spot. The back of the paper bag. And this one I've just cut the end off and added some paper in there with a little cutout so that you can access it. The back of the baseball card holder, page out of the book, wrapping paper, brown paper, and I just made these little envelopes, and forgive me, I can't remember the name of the lady who has the YouTube video on these, but they are so easy to make, so I will actually try and find her name and pop it in the link below, which they're great. Thank you. Another internet image that I've used as a little pocket for tabs, doily, so you can use that as a tuck spot. Scrapbooking paper, so that's the end of the first signature. So as I said, they are very bulky, probably a little too bulky, but I was experimenting. So the second signature, and I've just popped some little bits and pieces that I've collected along the way. These are out of a notebook, and I've just punched out circles to use as tabs. An old postcard, and I've used washi tape to join it to the backing page. Another of those envelopes from that wonderful lady, and wrapping paper. Page from an atlas. This is a really old manifold book, so it's a duplicate book, but obviously just a single page. Some handmade paper that I've collected somewhere out of a book. Another of those little pockets, which I've adhered with washi tape so that it folds back. Magazine page, spiral paper clip, and just a tag there. Internet ephemera, sorry, scrapbooking ephemera. Plain paper. These are it's vintage preserving labels or something that I got, and I'm not quite sure what the caution's all about, but I thought it was kind of fun, so they're there. Old airline baggage labels. These are probably about 40 odd years old. Page from a book. A decorative envelope that I've just folded in half, and a coordinating paint chip. Page out of an old magazine. So it's really interesting, and I love the imagery on this side. And you can see my less than professional stitching through there, which I've just used a very heavy black twine that I had. In the back of the envelope, another paint chip, magazine, book page, a tag that I've just cut out of cardstock, this particular image was, I think, off a postcard. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work, but just like that, I think. And I quite liked it, so I thought I would use the tail as the wee tuck spot. Another book page, more of that beautiful handmade paper. Atlas image, tea bag tab with the string, and as in the previous journal, I don't like leaving the end of the string blank, so I've just popped that on. Wrapping paper, the back of that postcard, so that's just washi tape down the centre. Journaling page. This is an old ticket to view the museum, so I've just used that as a pocket. And a reproduction little email envelope that's got a wee tag in it. Vintage cigarette card with a circle paperclip, and that's the end of that one. So quite simple. Not sure how easy it'll be to use, but it was fun making it. I'm just not sure that it's a style that I might necessarily repeat, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.